back to Compolus, the world of chameleons. This is episode 3 and part 2 of the SeedWorld project. I thank you so much for the views I've gotten on the first and second episode of this. It just brings a nice smile to my face. And if you want to see more Compolus content in the future, I would recommend to like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch, and you can change your mind later. We are now at 12 subscribers, which I really am thankful for. But with that out of the way, let's talk about Compolus. Compolus is a seed world. A seed world is an alien world that is seeded with Earth life by another intelligent life form. These were the species that were included in the last episode. As you can see, many animals have grown pretty large after the last episode. And in this episode, they're just going to get larger and larger. We will now talk about the temperate forests. As last episode, many animals have not moved to the temperate forests, but in this episode, the animals have now diverged to live here. This is the squirrel chameleon. The squirrel chameleon is, a squirrel-like lizard. They get their name from their lifestyle. They store seeds and nuts from trees and chew away into the bark of the tree, making a home with their long beak. They are also really good mothers, unlike most reptiles. They nurture their young until juveniles, and usually when they're juvenile stage, they just leave. They're somewhat one of the most intelligent chameleons so far on Compolus. This is the megafly. Megaflies are a lineage of monarch butterfly that have decided to grow large as, no predators on Compolus as of yet have managed to adapt to the poison on monarch butterflies, allowing these guys to become super mega giant monarch butterflies. Now we move down to the forest floor, where we see animals such as the rhino hopper. Rhino hoppers are large grasshoppers that have evolved large horns. These large horns help defend themselves and rivals against mating and predators. This is the swift tern. The swift tern is a lineage of fountain grasshopper that have decided to turn into a predator. Instead of using their spray spit in order to disorient predators, they now use it to disorient prey, spraying it in their eyes, disorienting them, and allowing them to get under their stomachs and tear them open with their sharp beak-like mouth. They then eat the insides, usually when the prey is still alive. They eat baby squirrel chameleons and juvenile instances and even adult rhino hoppers. They are the apex predator of the temperate forests. We now move to the tropical jungles, where most of the land masses are made up of. This is the long-tailed chameleon. The long-tailed chameleon has turned their tail into an even stronger limb-like structure. They use their tail to disguise it as like a vine. Then when Compolus locusts go underneath, they wrap it up and snatch him up, almost like a secondary tongue. What's more interesting than their large tails is that they have an immunity to the poison of the hard-shell bananas. They eat the hard-shell bananas all the time, and have now grown an immunity to the poison. Soon they might be able to harness this poison. Now we have Compolus locusts. Compolus locusts are like locusts on Earth, and they flutter around eating anything that they want in the tropical forests. However, they are no match for long-tailed chameleons. A peculiar creature lives on the tropical forest floor. This is the deer chameleon. The deer chameleon are very strange organisms. They have decided to move their limbs from the side of their body all the way underneath their body like deer's. They have a niche similar to that of deer, being very skittish. They have adapted their grasping hands into hoof-like feet. They allow them to run faster and escape predators. During the day, they're mostly basking. During night, though, they lunge around. These animals are super good mothers. They're little does, as babies are called. They protect them with their lives, and they live in small herds, usually 4 females and 1 dominant male, and a couple offspring. Males have a dewlap and a sharp spike on their tails that they use to fight against predators and other rival males. This is the muncher. The muncher is the apex predator of the tropical forest. They have developed a comical-looking appearance with their abnormally large head. But this is put to good use. Their head is similar in function to Ornithosuchus, which evolved their large head in order to house more jaw muscles so they can bite harder. Their bite force is similar to that of a gray wolf. So they have one of the strongest bite forces of any chameleon on Compolus so far. Next up, we have a horrible little parasite. This is the bludderfly. The bludderfly is like a mosquito. It lunges onto prey and then cuts them open with its mandibles and drinks their blood like a mosquito. This high blood diet has turned them reddish color. They are a pest. Any creature that sees them hates them and attempts to kill them. This is the hyena fowl. The hyena fowl is a little scavenger. They follow the munchers around, and when the muncher doesn't really see prey, they'll go up and start crowing and flapping their wings. This alerts the predator if it hasn't already seen them, so they'll kill. They then use their long beaks to extract the flesh left on the bones. They are the top scavengers of the tropical forests. In the rivers, however, you might find the megamouth catfish. The megamouth catfish is a lineage of Pictus catfish that have decided to turn into a large filter feeder. They filter out algae, duckweed, and plankton. They have no predators, as the sharp-toothed Pictus cannot kill this thing. So, no natural predators means they dominate the rivers now. Now we travel to the beaches of Compolus and any life. Here, you'll find an organism that looks very strange. This is the marine chameleon. The marine chameleon has developed a semi-aquatic lifestyle, hence their name, similar to that of marine iguanas. They have developed a beak-like structure in order to crush open the shells of mollusks and eat algae, kelp, and any other food that they want. They also feed on shropsters all the time. This is the crabster. The crabster has developed carcinalization. Carcinalization is when a crustacean turns into a crab-like organism. These guys evolved from the sea grazer. They've now made their steps onto land, becoming a crab-like organism. They store water in their gills for as long as 2 hours. They do this in scavenging on plant matter and any washed-up shores. Their antennae look like worms, and they wiggle these worms around to lure in shrimpbirds. Shrimpsters, or shrimpbirds, as they're mostly called, are a lineage of lobster that have decided to take the niche of a shrimp. They are scavengers feeding on marine snow, kelp, and algae. They clean the place like shrimp and develop small holes in the ground to make their colonies. They are fed on by most animals. So they are probably around the bottom of the food chain for now. This is the sea coral. The sea coral is a very strange name for an organism, but it's a lineage of the sea royal. Sea corals kill any organism that they want, as they're the biggest organism in these coral reefs. They kill with their claws and have increased their dorsal fin on top of their shell carapace to steer faster like the shark or orca. They kill with their claws and then shove it down their strange-looking mouth, which can consume practically any material they want. Here's the size comparison of this episode. If y'all hear any background noises, I'm sorry for that. I've attempted to make background noises, but all the music is way too loud and far too large for y'all to hear me. And also, sorry that this episode was probably the shorter one. I attempted to get this episode as fast as possible as, well, I need to upload more. So sorry for it being the shortest episode. Thank you guys so much for 12 subscribers. Here's a size comparison. As you can see, many animals have grown pretty large. Tune in next time to see more Compulus. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.